United States of America has changed everything. Now, the US will now require $15,000 deposit from people traveling from many African countries on a tourist visa. What's happening, family? I see you. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to clap our hands. This is a way to salute our presence, salute each other, to recognize that we see each other. You know, there's a way that people greet in many African countries that means so much more. Let me give you an example. I believe the Zulus greet saying Sanibonani. Sanibonani means I see you. You know what I mean? It's not good morning. It's Sanibonani. It means I see you. Like I recognize you. I see your presence. You are not transparent to me. I am seeing you right now. It's beautiful, you know. Thank you very much for stopping. I appreciate you. And it's your first time. My name is Zack. Thank you. This is family. You want to know about the motherland? You're at the right place. Look, there are plenty of videos on YouTube where you're going to find a lot of information. They're beautiful. They're nice. We appreciate them. But they're not this fun. Not at all. Thank you. Now, today we're going to talk about something very, very interesting. I know we all want to know about it. Here we talk about all the lands. We talk about Tanzania, Uganda, Malawi, Burundi, Rwanda, Nigeria, South Africa. We talk about it. So, something interesting is happening, fellas. The United States of America has changed everything. Now, the US will now require $15,000 deposit from people traveling from many African countries on a tourist visa. This is insane. $15,000. That's the bond you need to deposit to the US Embassy, to the official, for you to get a B1 or B2 visa. We're going to dive into this. The United States of America will require citizens from Malawi and Zambia to pay $15,000 deposit for a tourist or business visa, according to US State Department.
I think it will be a little unfair with the visitors because it's a lot of money for them. Because normally, I think when you come here, you spend, if you are here for 10, 15 days, you will spend maybe $4,000 or $5,000 US dollars. But if it's another 15 grand on top, it's just a lot.
Did you hear that? Does that sound fair? It sounds unfair, right? I mean, how do somebody get $15,000 to deposit to travel to somebody else's? It's like saying, okay, for you to come to my house, you need to deposit, money to come see my house. Like, what's your house? What's your house all about? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a level of superiority complex. Do you agree? You've got to see yourself superior to this person that's coming to see you for you to say they can enter your house or not. Or maybe saying, I have a restaurant, and my restaurant, you need to be wearing shoes that are worth at least $500 for you to enter. How much is $500 in South African rand? How much is it in Tanzanian? How much is it in Kenyan shillings? Now, the question is, do you want clients in your restaurant, or you don't want clients? Because if you're going to say that you will not accept clients that are wearing shoes that are not worth $500, then it means you have enough money, or at least you're targeting a specific group of people you don't want to come in. You see in some clubs, they say before you enter, you must pay, right? Why do they do that? They try to cut out the trash. Have you noticed that the clubs that require a payment before you get inside are actually luxurious clubs? They make much more money than those clubs where people enter for free. Because when people enter for free, usually there's mayhem and havoc. There's fight. There's people breaking bottles because it's the crust, the low quality of the human beings. But the clubs where they ask for money, deposits for you to enter, usually people go respect themselves. They buy big bottles and a lot of stuff. But the clubs where you enter for free, people don't buy big bottles. They buy small beers in the corners and they're fighting over nyash. You know what I'm saying? Is this the case from the United States of America? Is this a message to Africans saying that you are the lower grades of the people? So if you want to enter the United States of America, you need to bring a deposit. Well, the Americans say that Africans overstay. When you go to the United States of America, supposedly for a visit, to see a cousin that's sick, to go on a religious conference, you don't return. Even people who go to study, when they finish, they don't return. Therefore, they're going to install the system where you have to pay $15,000. Now, you're going to pay $15,000 to actually have your visa considered. And once you leave the United States of America on time, then they're going to reimburse you the money. Now, the question is, do Africans really care? Do Africans care? They don't care. Because let me put it this way for you. I know a lot of Americans are here and Caribbeans perhaps don't understand. In many African countries, people sell their houses so they can send a child to America or to Europe. I know it sounds outrageous. Yes, people will sell their land. They will sell their compound, like Nigerians people like to say. They will sell their yard. They will sometimes sell half of the yard. They live in a house, but they sell half of the house to somebody so they can acquire money to send somebody to America or Europe. Why? Because they believe when you go to Europe or America, your life is going to change imperatively. Somehow, I don't know why they think perhaps money falls off heaven when you're in Europe and America, but that's the concept many people have. People celebrate their child going to America. Yes, it's big party. He's gone. He left. Some people get into prayers for that. Yes, my brother, people will go in fasting. They'll fast 21 days. No drinking, no eating, just to get a visa to go to America. And going to America itself is like a massive achievement. I need to tell the truth. I mean, some of the Africans here are feeling funny. Like, why are you exposing us? No, I need to tell the truth. Look, if you got a wound that's rotting, we need to say you got a wound so the doctor can find a way to find a solution to your wound. Or else they're going to chop your leg. How about that? Why are you telling people I have a wound? You do have a wound, my brother. Let's fix your wound. How about that? Yes, people find going to America and Europe like an achievement. Like, I go to Europe and I return. It's like an achievement. Or I married a white man. It's an achievement for many Africans. Or I only date white. Yeah. It's shameful, but that's the truth. Now, why do people consider that as an achievement? Because of many lies also. And many lies which are many Africans that went abroad, whether it's America or other places, give a perception that they succeed in life. A financial perception, whether it's truth or not. In majority of cases, it's not necessarily truth. They will send pictures, videos, they will show off, they will do things, and sometimes it's illegality, sometimes it's money laundering, sometimes it's crazy. And they come back home and they build a house. Let's say it's something very illegal. They build a house, they do things. And what do the neighbor believe? The neighbor believe that, so the formula is simple. You just got to go over there too. So let's send our child. Maybe whatever these guys are doing, he's going to do too, so they can do good in life. And it's very sad. The other reason is perhaps genuine. A lot of African people are running away from Africa because of the situation, which is political. Many African nations are not democratic. Okay, people are actually oppressed in their own countries. In a way that in many African countries, an African person cannot have a disagreement with a foreign person of a lighter skin. And I'm talking here about a Lebanese, a Pakistani, and Indian, without having consequences. Let me repeat myself. In many African countries, when a black person has a problem with a Chinese, a Pakistani, or an Indian, he is beaten up by the police and thrown in jail. How? The Pakistani national or Indian will call somebody in the government or a general or a governor or somebody like that and say, I have issues with one of the locals. What occurs in most cases, for the general or whoever authority that comes, instead of protecting the local person, side of the Pakistani. Why? Because when many Pakistanis and Indians and whoever come to Africa, the first thing they do first, they look for an authority. They give them money, a lump sum for protection. So in whatever situation, even if the Pakistani or the Indian, the Lebanese was actually wrong in the situation, they're going to protect him at all costs. Now, when people live in those situations, they feel oppressed. They're tired because justice is bought. There's no justice for the poor. There is no food for the people. You can't stand in the street say we are tired, we have no jobs. You're probably going to get shot. This is the reality of many African countries. I'm sorry, democracy in Africa is limited to a few countries, less than 4. I'm not going to name here, I'm sorry. There's 1 or 2 countries in Africa where you can actually stand in the street and wear a t-shirt that says F the president and nobody's going to arrest you. In some places, you dare open your mouth, say we're not happy because we're not being paid. You're going to jail. So some people have genuine reasons to run away. However, in most cases, people survive, they live, they find ways to have their life in spite of that. People survive, they find ways to curve the situation. They make a living even though things are not necessarily as clear as the West. Well, I don't think the law is racist. I mean, it could be racist, but you gave them reason to support the racism if the racism is there. I mean, even if you think the law was racist, why would you give them a reason to justify a law if it's racist? I mean, you go to other people's countries, you don't return. Okay? There's a superiority complex because Americans go to Africa. They do return in most cases. Now, some will stay, but not to the level of Africans. Okay? Most Africans go, they don't come back. People go study, they don't come back. The Gabonese president, this man right here, he said from now on he's not sending any more bursaries for Gabonese people to the United States of America.
This year, there will be no scholarships for the United States and none for Canada either, because studying there is expensive. You elected me to tell you the truth. It's expensive. And those who go there never come back. Did he tell you that?
What is a bursary? Bursary is an opportunity for you to study and come back. Okay, people go, they don't come back. So why should we pay for your travel again if we paid it initially so you can come and serve the country? Now, how do you develop your country if all you do is running away from your country? There's no way. Number two, why do African people run away from their country instead of saying and fighting for their freedom? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because among the same Africans, when some of them stand up to fight the government that is evil, some other Africans fight those Africans. Why? Because some of those Africans come from the same tribe as the people in government who are oppressing everybody. In other words, many Africans are happy as long as the person in power is from their tribe. And I'm sorry, this is not maybe the case of everybody, but in great majority, when the person speaks your mother's tongue, you find all reasons to defend them, instead of you coming together as a nation and fixing the country. Yeah, that is wrong. America shouldn't do that. Africans should reciprocate. Surely, before you reciprocate, you need to love your country, love your continent. Number one. Number two, you need to invest in your continent. How about you go learn and come back to your country and your continent and invest? Number three, how about you stand together against that politician or president that are oppressing everybody and stop defending people based on your tribal association? That's a big problem we have right there. That's a massive problem. Oh, he's from my tribe, therefore he must be right. That's a problem. Now, are American racist for doing this law? Well, I don't think it's racism. You must go fix your country. It's their country. Oh, it's their country. The good news is I see Senegal reciprocating already with a brand new law with immigration. Basically, Senegal is going to scrutinize every national from a country where Senegalese have no visa-free access. Meaning, if anybody from the United States of America want to come to Senegal, they need to be scrutinized. They're going to go through the very same process Senegalese are going through to America. Now, congratulations. We're going to talk about that on the next one. But again, you shouldn't be touched because I know plenty of African Americans that feel like, oh, that's not productive for us. But yeah, they need to show a level of respect for themselves. Now, let me put it this way, fellas. When another African person says to you that, please don't come to my house, I have visitors, do you still go on the next time? It sounds not nice, right? Why would you say that to me? I have visitors. Can I not be a visitor too at your house? Am I not worthy enough to be a visitor or to be sat next to your visitors? What do you do in most cases? You cut off the relationship, right? You pull away. So why can't you do that with the United States of America of Trump? Because they're clearly showing you that they don't value or respect you. I mean, just imagine, they're sending all these gangsters and criminals to Africa. Matter of fact, Rwanda has agreed to accept 250 migrants. Yes, 250 deportees from the United States of America are going to be received in Rwanda. And Rwanda is okay with that. Okay, so in one side, it looks like business. Now, on the other side, the US is sending the people they don't want, the people they consider as trash to your country. Is that friendliness? I don't know. Like, would you send a snake to your brother's room because you value your brother? I'm sorry, I have to find an example. A lady authority in the United States of America say that these are some of the most despicable human beings. We're going to send them to friendly African countries. Now, my question is this one. Do you find a snake despicable? Some people do. I know a lot of people in America and white people don't feel that way. But many Africans don't like snakes. Now, if you don't like snakes, you find them despicable. Will you take a snake and put it in your brother's room? You wouldn't do that, right? Why don't they send those deportees to France? Or Belgium or Netherlands? Why don't they send to this country? Why are they sending them to Africa? It means they see you in some ways. I'm sorry, but you found a definition to that. Now, Rwanda has accepted to take people. Rwanda has agreed to accept up to 250 migrant deportees from the US, making it the latest country to acquiesce to diplomatic pressure from the Trump administration to take in some of the thousands of migrants that have been detained. Now, we have Rwanda, we have Eswatini that accepted people, we have South Sudan that taking people in now. Many experts believe it's because they're trying to have a good relationship with the United States. Same as other countries that have done it. They're trying to be in the good books of Donald Trump. Because America is a powerful country. Therefore, how about we say yes, sir? Yes, sir. I believe Gabon is also accepted with this president. I mean, look at him with his hat, MAGA hat. He was very criticized for wearing a MAGA hat. Like, how can a president from a free country wear a MAGA hat? Why doesn't he wear Make Gabon Great Again? I mean, MAGA could also be Make Gabon Great Again. But that one says Make America Great Again. So he was criticized for that. So these countries in Africa are accepting criminals that are rapists, that are unalivers, Now, my question, would you send a criminal, rapist, and a liar to your brother's house? I don't know if you would do that. As for now, we have Malawi and Zambia that's part of the list of the countries that $15,000 deposit for visa application. Now, the list is going to be enlarged. They're going to list more countries in the days to come. My question is this. Is it a good thing that they're asking for $15,000 before you get a visa? I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because it's going to wake Africans up. Number two, is this going to work? Well, it might not work, not necessarily. I mean, for somebody that wants to run away, they're still going to run away. I mean, some of these people cross this, look at this. They cross these deserts in Northern Africa. Look at the map. You see the map? This is Northern Africa. People traverse Northern Africa to go to Europe, okay? If they're willing to risk their lives like that, I don't think $15,000 will stop them. But overall, I think this is a message. I mean, if you thought that criminals being sent to Africa wasn't a message, this is a clear message. They don't want you over there. Stop forcing yourself in a place they don't want you. Go to the continent, okay? If your country is a shithole country, at least go to the next country and be a decent human being. I'm sure if you're a decent human being, you bring some skills, something positive, they will have no issues with you. Unless you're doing drugs and human trafficking and car robbery and stuff, then please stay in your country, okay? But stop forcing yourself. It's clear. You can't call Trump racist. It isn't. Did he come to your country to apply racism? No, he didn't. Whatever you're calling racism is being applied in the United States of America. Why? Because many Africans go to the United States of America as students and then they end up stop going to the university. They just sit there. They're going to have those visas cancelled. Okay, so there's many cases people going to church conference, then they stay. Pastors saying God told them they must stay in America. I mean, preach the gospel. My brother, in Onugu State, there are still people that are not being preached. You just want New York. What kind of a God is that? Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. Is this racism? Is this oppression? What is the solution that Africans can bring? How do you make yourself respected? Like when somebody says, I want to send you my dirty underwears, I don't want them anymore. Is that a sign of love or respect? Now, how do you pull yourself away from that? God bless.